And Coach, first of all, what was the toughest transition for you this past season coming from UMass and the Atlantic 10 over to Oklahoma State in the Big 12?
Well, obviously, coming from the Northeast to the Midwest, it's a little bit different recruiting base, and in levels a little bit different recruiting. So obviously, you got to kind of start from the beginning recruiting and get to know your basketball team, your needs of your team. But all the normal things that when a coach moves jobs, which this is the 4th program I've taken over. All the normal things from moving from one city to the other, moving your family, and all those things that go in with the transition of taking over a new job. So it's never easy. It always takes 2 to 3 years to get settled in and to feel like you're getting in a flow.
Now you have James Anderson coming back this year, who's a very good player, probably underrated nationally, really. Tell me about James and what he's done to improve over the last year and maybe this offseason, and how he's going to help your team this coming year.
Well, James is one of the most prolific shooters in America. He from 25 feet on in, he can really shoot it, and everybody, and that's kind of his biggest strength and the thing that everybody knows about James. But the biggest thing he's improved on in the last 7-8 months has been putting the ball on the floor and creating his own shot. That's something that we've tried to work on him with, in individual instruction and trying to put him in position, on the court to be able to create his own shot. It's something he wasn't really confident, felt great doing. Not that he could do it, he just didn't have the great confidence that he needed. And we're, something we're working on. Right now he's playing for the World University Games. He's actually over in Serbia playing with USA Basketball and having a great experience. He got picked to do that. So, I think that's going to help him down the long run. But we're fortunate that he stayed. He could have left, could have been a first-round pick. And everybody, believes, right now he's got a chance to be a lottery pick.
Now, one of the biggest, knocks on your team is that you don't have a big inside presence. You don't have a lot of big men. Now, have you done anything from last season to this season to improve on that, or how are you going to address that issue?
Well, no question we've added some depth and size. We've got, probably coming off the bench, 6'10", 6'11". We've got our starting 4- and 5-man back. So maybe they're not the tallest guys in the world, but they're very productive players. Marshall Moses, who's about 6'7", is extremely productive. Very strong, physical player. Played the 5 for us. Even though he's not your typical 6'10", 6'11" in the Big 12 type center, he's more well and capable of to hold his own inside. We've added Matt Pilgrim, a transfer from Kentucky, who's about 6'8", who's going to help us immediately. We've got Obi Manello back, who played a lot at the 4. And again, we've added size in, some freshmen, 6'11", Torrin Walker. We've got Ting Akol, who's 6'11". So size, is not going to be a problem as far as size. Now, how good we're going to be size-wise, we've got some time to, it's going to take a little bit of time to really get these guys to improve. But Marshall Moses and those guys are going to hold the fort down for us.
Now, you guys have some high expectations this season, a good returning roster, but at the same time, the Big 12 has gotten even better when you have Kansas adding some pieces and bringing everybody back. Texas, same thing, great recruiting class. Tell me about how difficult you think the Big 12 is going to be this year.
Well, we do. We think we have a chance to be good. I don't know yet. We've got big shoes to fill in our point guard position. Byron Eaton, a 4-year starter at the point guard position. That's a big, shoes to fill for us. So we're very concerned about that. Big 12 will be the best conference in America next year. I know I'm biased, but that's the honest truth. When you look at from top to bottom, I don't think many conferences are going to be able to touch what we're going to bring to the table. When you look at, as you said, Kansas, Texas, us, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Kansas State, Iowa State, all these teams are NCAA type teams, as well as Colorado's going to be better, Nebraska. So you go down the line, the Big 12 is going to be the best conference in America next year.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.